Onivia, League of Legends highlights, powered by ArcaneBet.com. Bet live on Esports.
Betty already playing a couple of games on that Mordekaiser. I thought we were past the Mordekaiser meta, Vedius, but
so did I.
Heimerdinger's brought him back. This is a hard lane.
G2, for all intents and purposes, should have been knocked out of this group. And if it wasn't for PVD bringing in their sub-jungler, finding the upset win against Flash Wolves and giving G2 this other opportunity, it would be Flash Wolves locking in.
Speaking of lane swaps, though, Perks and Jankos are looking for a gank up top. Maple looking like a tasty target.
This is apparently the solution. You lane swap with me, we dive you under the tower. Well done, a pop Jankos with the belly bump. Vanguard's edge, and Perks surfs in for first blood.
Gotta love it when a plan comes together. Attempt made by Flash Wolves, but that little caveat is going to be almost impossible. Yes, Mordekaiser in the lane, and especially if he gets the Drake Spirit, can push through the lane and trivialize Heimerdinger's impact. But as the game goes on, it's going to be trickier as top side.
1v1 here, starting off, TP in from G2, going to make it an unfair fight. Perks does not want to get himself executed, but he's looking for the solo kill, able to grab it. Didn't even need the TP in his bot side. Still some action brewing. Mugen here, ready with the ulti, but does not pull the trigger.
And he walks away with a solo.
And here's G2 transferring some of that pressure that Perks has generated here to the bottom side of the map. Waleed actually going to start the dive up, pops Unbreakable Will. Here comes the dive. Wunder down here as well, looking for Betty, who's going to flash away. Soldat taking a little too much damage, but Hanabi is here. Unfortunately for Betty, he is not, as Wunder does finish off that kill.
Bit of a cleanup crew here for G2. They can't get a second kill just yet.
Soldat in the rush, but they can't get him in time as yet. Waleed is trying to play defense, but the Drake will go down more than fast enough. As G2 do pick up their second Drake of the game and again deny it from the Mord.
And they're showing a lot of control, but mid.
Yep, looking for it here. Perks does get the disarm. Vanguard's edge already there, and Wunder just there onlooking does get an assist, but Perks basically did that himself.
It's looking too easy to try to take down this Urgot who's getting. To me, it's just go back, buy 9 control wards, and try to make the enemy come to you, because these scenarios don't seem to be suiting Flash.
Ult missed again. Perks, though, he's getting chased down, but he's going to have to zip back to the wave, and he's out, kind of. Mugen's here. Abyssal Voyage in. Perks going to have to play some real theatrics to try and get out of this situation. Cannot do it, though. It's shut down by Mugen, but it's worth a mid-turret.
But they even bring in the Abyssal Voyage just for a
Storm, one of the main gold holders of G2. Flash Wolves are just going to force the Baron.
That ward to the left of Baron, though, may give G2 the information they need to really put a stop to this play. Kianan throwing in grenades. He's with it in the mix of the fight. Kianan just trying to poke them out of the way. And again, they're going to try and go for it here with it a little too low, but they do get the pick on Hanabi. Maple trying to flank around, but now Kianan's going to face tank for his jungler as Wunder with the World Ender still looking decent there. Oh, the knockup was almost there, but he didn't have the third. They will take down Maple. Now Wunder has to book it, but he's still safe for now. Mugen Flash Q will pick up the cap on that kill.
And Perks just won't die. He's the biggest traitor to G2 as he's so close to killing Wadid. But
G2 delay the Drake take. It still is terrain controlled by G2. So Kianan and Jankos take down the second Infernal for G2.
Continue stacking their advantages.
Now, there are no TPs anywhere on the map right now, and Wunder, he could be caught out.
Realm Warp, gonna look for him. World Ender pop, tries to get out of there, pops the chain, doesn't have flash. That's gonna be a kill, you have to think. The Resurrect is there. Can he make it over the walls? Not even gonna try as Maple able to finish that off.
And I was about to mention one of the few things G2 can't do is walk up as a single Baron buff star #1.
And they've started it, but again, they can very easily pull off and try and turn this around. Hanabi not gonna get some, but Soda is gonna be the target in the front line. The Tomcat is gonna get picked off here. Kianan able to slay the first beast. And now Wunder looking for the knockout, doesn't quite grab Batty, but he will get him with a second. Still going, finds a chance, Vanguard then disarms 3, and Perks, he's gonna dance around the backside of the fight as G2 look to really put the screws in this game. Hanabi is gonna disdain out, but that's 2 kills for G2.
And G2 finally
the
start
objective.
And this is very, very little reward, but all they can do is take a Mountain Drake and reevaluate the game state as Flash Wolves. Feels like the early game Drake
of it with rockets, and that turret's gonna fall down, and G2 move in.
And this must mean so much to G2 as Perks now trying to get collapsed onto 2 members.
Yeah, he's just gonna style his way out of this play. Perks does pop it. Actually, he moves through the Urgot ulti. Can't make his way back in, but Wunder's gonna try and finish up the kill. Perks still playing around Hanabi. He's dancing through this Urgot. He's actually still living. He's trying to find the biggest 1v1. He will fall, but the rest of his team is playing clean up with aplomb.
And G2, they find a big fight. Both Betty and Maple are down. The Nexus towers are in their eyes. They still have the Baron buff. They are so close to making their first ever quarterfinal.
Indeed, under the turret is going to initiate onto Soda. That's a kill. They're going to take the Nexus turret down. They grab the right-hand side. The stopwatch prop for Wanda is going to try and buy just a bit more time. Kian and Timer is doing what he can.
Just
to
hit the
shove
Nexus,
everything
boys.
out. Hanabi pops the stone plate. G2, they're going to get another kill here as the Urgot cannot defend. And G2 on the precipice of pushing to their first quarterfinals. They put the last finishing touches on the Nexus and push themselves into the top 8.
The faces of elation on G2. Perkz has struggled for so long. 2016 he failed, 2017 he failed, and 2018, after losing Sven and Mithy, bringing in Hjarnan and Wadid, and it is the Heimerdinger pick that brings him to his first ever quarterfinal. He must be so proud of what he and his team have finally accomplished after all this time.
And just like we've said multiple times this tournament, they did it their way, and it took them a long, winding road. They qualified through the play-ins, as you have to see the disappointed faces of the Flash Wolves once again unable to push through the group stage into the quarterfinals. That means that C9 and now G2 have gone through the play-ins and made it to the quarterfinals.
That's what I like to see. One NA and one EU team sneaking their way out of groups somehow. Credit though to G2. A very strong passage of League of Legends in what looked like a pretty tough group. And some crazy games settle in another.